All right. Welcome everyone to today's virtual brown bag. We are going to talk today about Engineers Week. You have probably seen various Engineers Week activities in Netterman Hall and probably publications with information about Engineers Week from different places. So we're going to talk a little bit about what UTA does for Engineers Week, about Engineers Week overall. We're also going to talk about the Engineering Student Council, which is the student organization that takes the lead on organizing Engineers Week activities at UTA and takes the lead on a number of other things as well. We have with us today Sylvine Nsbe, who is the president of ESC, and hopefully we'll be joined by Atul Shrotia, who is past vice president, is that correct, of Engineering Student Council. So we're hoping Atul is able to join us here shortly. So welcome, Sylvine, and let me ask you a couple of questions to get started. So welcome, Sylvine, and let's have you first introduce yourself. So we'll switch over to Sylvine, and please tell us a little about yourself.
Thank you, Dr. Tiernan. Hi, everyone. I'm Sylvine Nsbe, and I'm the current president of the Engineering Student Council. I am a senior in biomedical engineering, and I minor in sustainable engineering. I am from Rwanda. That's my home country, and I think that's basically everything about me. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So let me just ask you a few questions. Did you come to UTA as a freshman or did you transfer to UTA?
I came to UTA as a freshman in 2019. Like I came straight from home to here.
All right, excellent. So what led you on your path to end up being Engineering Student Council president?
Thank you. So when I first got here, my freshman year, I was really reserved. I think one of my biggest insecurities was the language barrier or the accent, basically, because I could speak English, but I was like, I might butcher it if I start talking. So I'm just going to keep quiet and stay in my comfort zone. I would always just like my pathway was always dorm, library, dorm. Oh, include classes, dorm, classes, library, dorm, classes. And that was it for a whole semester, I believe, until, yeah, I realized this is not gonna work. Like, this is a lonely zone. It is not okay. I was already, I was so homesick. Nothing was good here. I just wanted to go back home because I basically didn't have people or a community. And that's when I decided to just step a little bit out of my comfort zone and start getting involved. I started with UTA volunteers because I felt like it's the best thing I can start with. Just give back to the community that is already giving so much for me to be the greater person I dream to be. And so I started there, and it exposed me to the world of giving back, engaging with students and all that. And then COVID hit. I went back home to Rwanda because of the transition to online learning. I was like, yeah, let me just do everything from home since everything is from home either way. And so back then, this is like fall 2020, or no, we're in 2022. Yes, this is fall 2020 when I went back home, and I saw an email pop up from Mr. Jeremy about ESC elections. And I was like, why not? Let me do this. And so I opened it up. I was looking through the positions, and I was trying to go for the lowest, like the least engaging position. And then all the positions said VP, like vice president. So in my mind, I thought there's going to be a president for that position, and then I'll just be the vice president. So I was like, yeah, this is the least I can do. Like, let me just apply for VP of finance. I'll be managing budgets, and even then, I'll do it when the president of finance is not here. So I just applied, and I didn't put in much effort at that time because I was just testing my chances. And I eventually got even rejected after that application because there were people who applied with better stories. And later on, the president contacted me saying the VP of Finance who had been elected had other commitments, and so he has to step down. And if I'm still available, can I take up the position? I was like, yes, please. What do I have to do? I just want to get involved. So I took that up, started as VP of Finance in the Engineering Student Council. And in the process, I just loved this thing. I loved ESC as a whole. I loved organizing events and being the bridge to the College of Engineering and all engineering organizations to engineering students. The entire thing was beautiful. So when the new elections for president opened, I was like, yeah, why not? And so there, I applied, I got it. I'm now the president.
Thank you. So I know you worked closely with the previous president to get used to the position. So when you were first learning about ESC, what did you think ESC did, and what do you think ESC does now?
At first, I thought of ESC as this really far up organization, like student government, kinda, like faces you don't get to see, but they're doing some stuff behind the scene, and they're just making change, like doing a lot of good stuff, but it's just far up there. Students don't know about them, don't get involved, don't do nothing. That was my idea. Even when I applied, because I had never really heard or got involved with ESC at first. So I thought it's something far up there that deals with the department of the dean, like very far. And now that I'm involved, I saw that it's actually, it's not that far up there. It's here for the students. It literally represents all engineering students on campus and just acts as the bridge to the department of the dean. But I'm not going to say it's smaller than what I thought, because it's still as big, but it's closer than what I thought.
Excellent, excellent. So tell us a little bit about what Engineering Student Council does for the students of engineering.
Thank you. We actually do a lot of stuff, and the first one that I like to say is that we represent and coordinate between all engineering student organizations. And those are some that people know, some that just started, some that are still getting stronger, but all of them, we represent them and try to be the bond, like the umbrella organization that tries to bring them together. And actually, I'm wearing an E-Week shirt that has the back that says it's E, but it's all engineering organizations on campus. If anybody ever has a chance to rock one shirt like this, you'll see them. And that's one of the things we do. The second thing is we host events to help students develop socially, develop academically, and develop professionally. And that includes events like the networking event that we had last semester or the semester before that, that just bring students together, that open them up to the world of recruiters far beyond just the career fairs and all. Like, sit there and hear from them. What are they actually looking for on their resumes and all? And we also do social events like game nights, and I don't know, we had a final bash that was a lot of just fun stuff to connect students, freshmen to seniors, all of them. And then we also have academic oriented events like the conference we had last semester to just help students, put them on spotlight, like come present as if you're actually presenting to, let me see, a company. So dress up for that and prepare for that. So yeah, those are the kind of events we prepare. And then we also collaborate with student government. So if there's any concern whatsoever that engineering students are facing, we try to open up our social media, Instagram, or even Discord, where like reach out to us. We can actually help you make a difference if there's anything you want to see as a change. And then we also represent UTA at the National Association of Engineering Student Councils, that's Nsbe. And yeah, those are the 5 main things we focus on.
Excellent. So if someone were to join ESC just as a member, what would their opportunities be? What things would they do as a member of ESC?
Okay, so I hear 2 questions here. What would their benefits be and what would they do, right?
I think I went opportunities first, but
okay.
So what kinds of opportunities do you get as a member of ESC? What do you help with events? Do you have a role? Are you on a committee? Those kind of questions.
Okay. So technically, any registered engineering student is already a member of the Engineering Student Council, but to go beyond that and actually help in bringing change, you have to be an active member, and that means get involved in committees. There's 2 currently running committees, the Marketing Committee and the Event Planning Committee. The Marketing Committee deals with making flyers, putting them all around campus, and just market ESC and our events. And then Event Planning deals with literally event planning. They plan, they do the logistics, they book, they reserve the rooms, they come up with the events, decorate those rooms and all that. And then, yeah, that's how you get involved. Just be an active member, get involved in committees.
Excellent. So why then would somebody want to join ESC? What benefits do they get?
Okay, so as a member of ESC, there's many things that I like to say that it's the work you put in that will give you the results you want, because you can even be an active member and not reap as much as this other active member. So the work you put in will definitely get you the results you're looking for, but the benefits at large of being involved and actually being involved is you get to take charge and finish individual tasks while working with teams, and so that helps build skills, like the soft skills, like communication skills, networking skills, just leadership skills, this kind of skills that you will need even further ahead in life, or you can even put on your resume. And then you also, as you interact with sponsors and other organizations representing ESC, doing that to facilitate events for 7,000 plus events, it also adds on to those skills, yes. And then you, upon graduation, you get a recommendation letter from our dear Assistant Dean and also advisor, Dr. Tiernan Carter, which I believe is a big asset, like actually getting your skills, your contributions endorsed by the Assistant Dean and advisor of our organization is a big resource to take advantage of. And then committee members also get first access to giveaways and other benefits, because there's plenty of those, and not just from the College of Engineering. Even when there's an event and we have sponsors that send in stuff, the committee members just get the first hand to those. We're like, okay, so pick what you like before we open it to anyone to pick. Or if we're about to give out prizes, yeah, pick what you like first. And who doesn't like free stuff? I know I do. I'm a college student, so yeah, free stuff. And then you also stay updated and stay updated on opportunities and trends at UTA, because you're just really involved, which gives you like a boost, like you're ahead. It's good. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, if I wasn't already faculty advisor, I guess I should join, but I'm already part. So are you personally part of any other student organizations?
I was before I got involved. Before I became president, I was involved with actually many others. I was in UTA volunteers that I started with from freshman year, and then I was in the National Society of Black Engineers, and then there's also the East African Society from home, and then there's I know there were four main ones. I'm also part of the Nurse College.
Are you in the Biomedical Society?
Yes, Biomedical Engineering Society. Yes, that was the one.
So clearly you're involved in things across UTA as well as things in the College of Engineering. So what benefits do you get, or would any student get, for specifically joining some of the other College of Engineering organizations? I know right now, because you're president of this one, it's hard to be involved in the other ones, but what benefit does a student get by being involved in something like Nsbe, the National Society of Black Engineers, Biomedical Engineering Society? What are the benefits they get for those types of organizations too?
I would say that the very first benefit is you get to connect. You actually get to build meaningful relationships with other people of the same interest, like biomedical engineers. You're about to make a big group of biomedical engineering friends. And so if you need help with homework, they organize study nights. They do plenty of events that are oriented to your specific field. Or National Society of Black Engineers. They have many conferences and just opportunities that help lift the spirits of Black engineers in that case. And I would say getting involved in all other organizations is very meaningful. One way I would say I would put it is these are called extracurricular activities. So they are extra to your curriculum, yes. And so as engineers, we all gather here, we're all here to get a degree, do good, get good grades. But on top of that, how will you stand out? Like, how will you actually, if there's a whole bunch of us, what will make you stand out? What will be that light that shines? It's that you were involved in something extra to that curriculum, and the extracurricular activities are here for it. So take advantage of it. Actually get involved. Don't just be a passive member or sit there, pay the dues, get a shirt. No, actually get involved. There's so many things to get out of them and so many connections.
So you're clearly very passionate about being involved. What do you think that being involved in student organizations has done for you? And then after we talk about that, and I put you on the spot, we'll talk some more. We'll talk a little bit about eWeek. But for you specifically, what have you gained, or how have you grown by being part of student organizations?
Okay, thank you. I'll start from freshman year when I was really reserved and was very shy to go out there. It helped me get connected and make meaningful connections. People I still call friends to this day. And these are big people. They're also achieving on this path to building a career and all. And so I, for a fact, already have friends that I can say are working or interning at these major companies. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm friends with that person. What can you say to me? And so that's one. And then the other thing is ESC. Just for ESC, when I was still VP of Finance, one of the tasks is sponsor outreach. And I was just writing emails, reaching out to these sponsoring companies from UTA alums that work at these big companies, telling them about our events and all that. And I had a chance to connect with this really good company that I followed up with, and later got a small, I call it a side hustle because it was in the middle of COVID, but I actually got a position that could earn me income in the middle of COVID, in the middle of everything. everything going down the rail and everything. So I owe that to my involvement in an organization that gave me a task to reach out to sponsors, and there I landed a nice job. It's not really a job. It was like a, how do I call it? Just a position. Yeah,
a gig, a short-term gig.
Thank you. Yes, but yeah, I got that, and I was able to earn money in the middle of these tough times. So personally, I would say I earned a lot. I grew up so much. My communication skills, my leadership skills, my networking skills. There's so much I owe to just being involved. Yes.
Wonderful. So now let's turn the talk to this week, which is Engineers Week. So tell us about Engineers Week at UTA.
Okay, thank you. Engineers Week is a whole week, 7 days, well, make it 6 days now. 6 days dedicated to celebrating the amazing engineers we are, or we are becoming for undergrads, but we celebrate them. We do that through various events and activities throughout the week. And this year's Engineers Week started from the 21st on Monday, and is still going on until the 26th on Saturday. And the events range from fun, like game night, and to really competitive ones like the Mr. and Miss Engineer contest, or a current event going on called bridge building. And then there's also, so that's fun events. There's professional events like the SCRF conference, or even the career fair. And then there's also, so there's fun, there's professional, and then there's also academic. Like there's all kinds of events to get students involved and also celebrate, like actually have fun. Know that engineering is not just about the classes we sit in and the lectures and all that. There's more to that. There's a lot to celebrate. We may not yet be at the point we want to be, like we all have this big dream, but we celebrate the small steps. And this week is about celebrating those small steps. The A you may get today may not be as big as the diploma looking forward to getting in December, but that's still a small victory to celebrate. So E-Week is about celebrating the small victories as we become the big people we are headed to become.
Excellent. So do you actually know any of the history of E-Week?
I know.
It's okay if you don't. That's why I'm just asking.
I'm not sure. I know a little bit. History as in what happened, the events of the previous years?
No, actually just in general about Engineers Week. I was just going to let the audience know that Engineers Week in the current format was started in 1951 by the National Society of Professional Engineers. And it always happens in February in conjunction with George Washington's birthday. George Washington is considered to be the nation's first engineer because he was a surveyor, so he was a civil engineer. And his birthday is February 22nd. So that's why Engineers Week is celebrated across this week in February because of Washington's birthday. So just letting you know that that's the context about why it comes up in February. There's also a selection, an award sponsored by the National Society of Professional Engineers called the Federal Engineer of the Year Award, and that's awarded during this week as well. So just some history there for Engineers Week. So
if I add something. Thank you so much for that history, actually. I was sitting here talking with another friend, and we're like, why should it always be the last week of Feb? We've already seen that the last week of Feb is bound to just terrible weather. So
that's
why
right.
always hold it that week? But now it makes sense. Thank you so much.
That's right. All these little facts sometimes. So how do the other student organizations contribute to eWeek? So basically, how does Engineering Student Council contribute, and how do other organizations contribute to eWeek?
Okay, thank you. Since this is a big event that brings together all engineering students, we also aim at collaborating with all engineering organizations on campus. And so for this year specifically, all the activities that are coordinated by ESC are in collab with another engineering student org. And I would say like one of the major one that's actually gonna bring all of them together is like the student org display that was planned for tomorrow if weather allows. But yeah, that is one of the major events that brings all of the, let me say most of them together, because there's like 32 plus engineering orgs. And so, yeah, that's one activity that will bring all of them together. But even then, eWeek is about different activities. So like the bridge building contest that I mentioned that is even currently going on is organized by Nsbe, GES, that's the Genetic Engineering Society, the Society of Women Engineers, and ESC ourselves. And so every org just planned out an event, and then we're like, okay, let's do that. Let's do this on this day. And so, yeah, ESC is like overseeing all of them, and then each one is also doing its own thing. And as I talk about that, let me also mention the MOBI workshop we're having tomorrow, if weather allows to just sharpen your skills on developing an app, or like these small skills you may get online, but why not just come learn with us tomorrow? Yes, thank you.
Thank you. I know that also here at UTA, we have other groups that contribute events as well. On Monday, we had the Student Computing Research Festival, which was from Computer Science Engineering. Today, the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee is sponsoring a movie showing called Picture a Scientist. It also applies to engineers. It's a very good movie. We were originally going to do it in the Lone Star Auditorium in the MAC, but unfortunately the sound system in the Lone Star is not working. So it'll be tonight at 4 o'clock downstairs in Netterman 100. So if you're around on campus and we're still open, we will have that movie showing. So come see the movie. We'll have a little discussion afterwards. We even have free snacks, right? Good way to advertise. So I also see tomorrow we have a tech talk from Lockheed Martin from 2:50 to 4 p.m. So that's going to be fun. We've got the game night tomorrow and the coronation ceremony. Friday is the Student Professional Conference, SPAC. That's sponsored by IEEE. Is that correct, Sylvine?
Yes, that's correct.
Awesome. There's a banquet for College of Engineering and alumni. And then there's a glow-in-the-dark dance down in the atrium at 9 o'clock on Friday night. So we have a game night tonight in the atrium and a dance tomorrow night in the atrium. So fun things to do. And then if you're on campus this weekend, College of Engineering is going over to the women's basketball game in CPC at 2 p.m. So for folks who are watching, you can find the schedule listed on the Engineers Week website. I believe it's also posted online. Is that correct? In one of the social media, Sylvine?
Yes, on Instagram.
Awesome. Okay. So let's see. I got that. Very good. So what else would you like to tell us about Engineering Student Council or about being a student organization member? We may have a slightly shorter virtual brown bag today, so you can go over to bridge building. So.
Okay. Actually, as we talk, Atul also just got here. So how about we also hear from his perspective as another really involved student in student orgs.
So Atul's physically there with you? Awesome. Great. So Atul is what's your current title, Atul, in ESC? Alumni?
Executive Alumni Advisor.
Alumni advisor, excellent. So everybody, Atul has been part of ESC for 3 years now, is that correct?
Yes.
So tell us, I started off with Sylvine telling us about why she got involved and how she got involved in ESC. So why don't you do the same thing? Tell us about how you got involved in ESC.
I was actually previously involved with the student government in the graduate student committee. And when we were discussing the budgeting and the appropriations, I was really interested that, okay, in the United States, this works a bit differently than back in India. Students have the authority and the power to take big decisions. And I was really surprised. So I started looking for more opportunities to get involved. And then one day I went into the general body meeting of the ESC, and the then president, Morgan, she told me that the elections were actually coming up. And I was surprised and excited that, okay, I can be a part of this too. So I applied to the position of vice president of leadership with Morgan because it seemed like a really good position to start with. And somehow I got elected for that position. And since then, I have learned so much and been here serving under different presidents. I have seen that different people operate in different ways. All the ways are awesome. And that's why I keep sticking with the ESC to keep learning and to keep growing as a person and, as an engineer as well.
So tell us just a little bit about yourself. You're actually an alum now, is that correct?
Yes.
So tell us what you did here at UTA and what you're doing now. So
I graduated recently in December. And at UTA, I did my master's in mechanical engineering with my thesis focused on healthcare devices. My major area of focus was control systems because I loved getting involved with robots and machines that can think for themselves. Other than that, I realized that almost everyone is doing just the basic requirements to graduate, the necessary credit hours, the necessary courses. But then there were some students who kind of stood apart in the crowd, who were always, at the forefront of things. And I learned that being involved with student organizations is the best way to do that, be at the forefront of events and represent other students and go out of the way and do something extra. So I was also involved with this E-Autonobots Club, where I learned a lot of things. And that is the reason why I motivate almost everyone to kind of stay involved with the organizations on campus and keep contributing in whatever way they can. And recently, through my interviews, I have learned that the employers, they do care about your GPA and your grades and whatever research you did, but they're also more interested in finding out if you are a well-rounded person, if you have the traits that match the mindset of the organization. So I'm really glad that I was a part of Engineering Student Council for so long. And I'm really thankful to you, Dr. Tiernan, because at times I had so much things going on that I couldn't manage anything. But then you were there to guide us, to help us. And because of that, I have learned a lot.
Excellent.
Thank you so much.
So you're job hunting right now? Is that what you're doing?
Yes. If you find out any good employers in mechanical engineering, please do let me know.
Did you go over to the career fair?
Yes, ma'am. I was there for 4.5 hours, and actually I did find some good people and some good employers, and I have hopefully a few interviews lined up. Excellent. And fingers crossed.
Very good. Very good. So what do you see? So let me ask this. You were part of student government. How is student government different than being part of just a student organization like Engineering Student Council?
So the student government is actually kind of overlooking everything. They're representing almost 45,000 students on campus. And they have a big body and their members get paid sometimes. But with the councils, the thing is that we represent a specific college and we are connected with those students. We kind of do what student government does, but in a more focused way. So that is one of the main differences that I found out.
Okay. So for you, you mentioned that you have grown. In what ways have you grown being part of both student government and Engineering Student Council?
So one of the major ways that I have grown is that I have met so many different people from different places and different perspectives. that I have learned that every person who I'm talking to has their own unique story, and they are a very unique entity in themselves. So I have learned how to communicate and interact with a wide variety of people, and over the time, even if our views don't match, I have learned how to collaborate with them and work together as a team. So teamwork is one of the major things that I have learned. And another thing is that my communication skills were not up to the mark previously, but slowly through as an officer of Engineering Student Council and with the student government and other organizations, I have learned that it is necessary to communicate your expectations and to communicate the correct data so that everyone is on the same page. So communication is also an essential key that I have learned through the involvement in Engineering Student Council.
Excellent. So what other organizations are you part of aside from ESC and student government?
I'm a part of Autonobots.
Right.
Currently, they are preparing for the National Robotics Challenge, and I'm acting as a co-advisor of their team. Other than that, I used to be a part of FSAE, Student Automotive Engineering, the UTA racing team. For 1 or 2 semesters. It was an amazing experience, and Dr. Woods was also on my thesis defense committee.
Excellent.
And yeah, shout out to Dr. Woods because he's amazing. He teaches us so many things in such a short time. So I think those are the only organizations that I can remember off the top of my head right now.
Awesome. So I didn't specifically ask Sylvine this, but you guys could both answer if you want to. What is the most fun thing about organizing events like eWeek, and what is the most frustrating thing about organizing events like eWeek? What's the most fun thing first?
The most fun thing for me would be that
your volume went down a little bit. There you go.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So there the most fun thing for me would be that we actually get a sense of by being in the project.
Uh-oh, your volume's cutting in and out. I'm not sure it's your fault, but it may be the network. So
is that better?
Yes, that is better.
Awesome. So the most fun thing that I learned is that we get so many opportunities to take up responsibility and to do things that are so exciting and fast-paced. Everything happens over a span of 2 weeks, and we have to be there taking care from the minuscule details to the large picture. And that is something thrilling that students and a lot of people only get to experience after they have graduated. But with ESC, we are able to experience that right here. And that is one of the most thrilling and fun things. I mean, that could also be one of the most peculiar things for someone else, but I like, the sense of adventure and the sense of fast-paced things. So that is one of the most fun things. The frustrating thing, right now, like I would say that students usually have some other, what can we say, class schedules, and they have their assignments and everything. And it sometimes becomes a little bit difficult when everyone is trying their best and everyone is trying to put in their best foot forward, but still they're falling short. So we start blaming ourselves. We start, doubting ourselves that am I really a capable leader? So that is kind of like a downside, but it goes away really quickly once the week is over.
Good. So what's fun for you, Sylvine? Come close to the mic, because the mic's not picking you up very well.
Okay. Is it better?
A little bit. Can you? Okay, try it again.
Any better now?
That's better now.
Okay. So yes, as Atul just said, I feel like I'll just build on and repeat what he just said. I find it really fun and actually thrilling that what other students see as a post of a list of things that are gonna go on, I was sitting there organizing it and bringing it together, like see it come to life. That is amazing. Like when we were trying to contact all the orgs and get it together, and then you finally have a list, that brings a sense of accomplishment. And so I find that very much fun. And I would say what is frustrating is last minute changes, like the weather that's just falling in right now, or let me see, just last minute changes that are so tiny, but that just derail everything. Yeah, that is frustrating at some point.
Bummer.
Yes.
Well, you all have done a great job with this week. There's a really nice schedule there, and I know you guys have both been doing such an excellent job with Engineering Student Council, and that we are very lucky to have both of you involved, and Atul continuing to be involved after you've graduated. So do you have anything else you'd like to share? We don't have to take the entire time, so I was going to let you guys go back to the bridge building. If we end early, you'll get to go back to the bridge building activity. Anything else you'd like to share? Maybe encouragement to get people to participate this week or participate in ESC?
If I go first, I'll just reiterate on free stuff. Like, there's a lot of prizes you don't want to miss out on. There's a hashtag contest going on our Instagram. It's uta.esc, and it's every day. There's a hashtag for every day. The hashtag is like a theme of the day. Like for today, our hashtag is #MavTheBuilder. And so you just put up a story or a post that could be a picture, or just tell us a little bit about a time you built something. And it doesn't have to be a big project or putting together something. It could be building relationships. And so what's one meaningful relationship you built that to this day is still fruitful or really shining in your life? And yeah, I just wanted to shed light on the hashtag contest. We already have winners for the past 2 days, but be on the lookout for today, tomorrow, until Saturday. And then, yeah, free stuff, free stuff, free stuff.
Excellent. Atul, I can't hear you. Can you come up close?
Sorry. Yeah, is this better?
Yes.
Awesome. I would just also like to point out the same thing, that free stuff is one of the best things that we have. Right now, when I look at all the t-shirts from UTA, I can't feel prouder as an alumni. So this is your chance to get all of that free, the mugs, the t-shirts, the memorabilia. So be sure to participate in those events and collect all of that free stuff.
All right. So, Jeremy, are we okay if we end a little early today and let them get back to e-week activities?
We absolutely are. Thank you both for being here today. We really appreciate your time, and good luck for the rest of the week.
Yep. Great planning, and we look forward to the rest of it. Bye.
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 Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We appreciate having you here today.